everyone, I'm Melissa from China. Been living in Italy for quite a while. From a place where people are quite serious, quiet, and keep their emotions and feelings reserved, to another place where if you tie people's hands, they are struggling to talk. And also from one of the most competitive countries to another place famous for the Dolce Vita, enjoying your life. There are a lot of differences between China and Italy. And in this video, I want to share with you the 10 cultural differences based on what I've seen and what I experienced. Italians are very expressive with their emotions. They use not only a lot of gestures, but also facial expressions to show how they feel. On the other hand, Chinese tend to be more quiet and reserved. It's often hard to know what they are really thinking and what kind of emotions have they got. So do you think I am happy or unhappy right now? Breakfast in Italy is often a quiet stop at a bar for a croissant and a cappuccino. Throughout the day, you can also grab a coffee and a simple sandwich at these bars, similar to a cafe in English. But in Chinese, the word bar has different meanings. Usually means a place for drinking alcohol. So you can imagine when my first time here, my classmates they all been to a bar in the morning. I was quite shocked and I thought, what's the fun of being a bar in the first morning of the day? Maybe it's a culture difference or something? Or maybe I'd just shut up and respect this cultural thing? Now I got you guys finally. I hope it's not too late. In Italy, the people always pay for themselves. You remember what you ordered, and you tell the cashier when it's time to pay. If you shared food with others, the cashier must split the total bill by the number of people, and you just pay for your share.
In totale sono 118 diviso per 4 sono 29,62 centesimi. Carta o contanti?
In China, it's more common for someone to treat to others. If you go out with your friend in China, probably you pay for your friend this time and then your friend will pay you back. If you think Italian people aren't serious about anything, and then you are wrong, because they take their food quite seriously. Pizza and pasta are main food here, and there are some rules you really must follow if you don't want to lose your Italian friends.
You can never and ever break your spaghetti, not in half, not in third, none at all. Do not put ketchup on top of your pasta, and do not throw pasta into cold water. Wait for the water to boil and put a little bit of salt, and then add your pasta inside the boiled water.
In China, we do really eat a lot of rice and noodles with veggies, meats, and seafoods. Everyone usually has their own bowl of rice and then shares several dishes that are placed in the middle of the table. In Italy, everyone has their own plate. You usually stick to what's on your plate. I personally think eating the Italian way is a bit cleaner because if everyone uses their own forks to dig into the shared dishes, then you will end up more than just food. The dinner in Italy is the biggest meal of the day, and it starts pretty late, around 7 p.m. or even later, and it can last about 2 hours or even longer. There's also a specific order to the dishes, starting with an antipasto, followed by a primo, which is usually pasta, risotto, or lasagna. Then comes the secondo, which is generally fish or meat, accompanied by a contorno of vegetables or side dishes. Then it's a sweet time with dolce. Then we have the post-meal coffee. Imagine you start your dinner at 8 p.m. and then when you finish your meal, it's already 10 p.m. Switching over to China, I think the meal structure in China is much simpler and quicker. There are only 2 dishes, the cold dishes and the hot dishes. We often start with cold and easy dishes, which are ready to eat straight, like cucumber salad, mushroom salad, sweet salad, pickled radish, emerited beef, and emerited chicken feet. Or maybe not that easy. A portion of cold dishes are usually smaller than the hot dishes. They often have a slightly sour and spicy taste, which is helpful to kickstart your appetite. After this, you get to the main part of the meal, which is the hot dishes served for dinner. In China, the dinner lasts shorter and starts earlier than Italy, around 6:30 p.m. And in some part of China, they start dinner even earlier, about 5 p.m., like my family. Now you may be wondering, since Chinese people have their dinner so early, don't they get hungry later? Of course we do. While you might joke that Chinese people never die since you hardly see any Chinese funerals abroad, they still get hungry at night. So if we are hungry later, we will have a late night snack, which is usually eaten from 9 p.m. up until midnight. These simple and easy snacks can be grilled potatoes, grilled eggplant, fried chicken wings, and chicken hearts. Sounds like not that easy and simple though. I also wonder why so many Chinese people don't seem to gain weight even though they eat so much before bed. As for Italy, the nightlife is about grabbing one or two cocktails with friends and then heading to their own homes. Shops and restaurants close pretty early in Italy. Shops usually close by 8 p.m. and restaurants almost always by 11 p.m. So apart from the city center and some areas close to the pub, the city in Italy at night is pretty quiet. Just like in the US, where someone might say bless you when you sneeze, in Italy they say salute, which means wish you have a good health. However, in China, when you sneeze, they probably will not say anything to you, or they may ask you,
Do you have a flu? Aren't you, right?
pretty much. Italian people are polite when they talk, but they are also quite straightforward. However, Chinese people tend to be more indirectly when they talk, and they are also more tactful.
我的假牙真好看，请问我的牙是真的还是假的？
So you need to listen carefully. In Italy, people usually use cash and cards often, but in China, people prefer to pay for everything with their phones. Even you only buy some small things at the market. Work extraordinary isn't common in Italy. Work hours are usually from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and after that you are free to go. But in China, especially in big cities, working overtime is pretty normal. I remember once at 4 p.m. Italy time, I messaged one of our Chinese suppliers, thinking he would reply to me the next morning since it was already 10 p.m. in China. But he got back to me in the last 30 minutes. Even apologized to me because he was late seeing my message due to dinner. It's an extreme example, but in Italy, people do not usually respond to the messages after working hours. Wherever in China, people take their work more seriously and often extending beyond the regular working hours. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. This is today's video. I hope you all like it and enjoyed it. Feel free to leave your comments below to chat with me and see you next time, guys. Ciao, ciao.